are staying in Delhi now for some time?
So Gurgaon.
Gurgaon.
Yes.
For how long you have been there?
Almost 3.5 years now. I was in between, I stayed at my hometown Katihar for almost 9-10 months.
And after this COVID came, you are in Gurgaon.
Yes, sir.
Did not go to
No, sir. So I went, after my means, I went to home for almost a month. But apart from that, I've been in Gurgaon during the entire COVID lockdown.
So how do you like Gurgaon? Is it a good place?
Yes, sir. I mean, it's comparatively, it's comparative compared to Katihar, it's good. Compared to many other towns, it's not.
Many other towns means which town?
For example, I've stayed in Kharagpur. I did my graduation from IIT Kharagpur.
In what way you are comparing that?
Sir, Gurgaon is very impersonal in a way. Kharagpur was small, it's a closed town, and my graduation years there were comparatively very enthusiastic. Here, I'm staying in a small room, small place.
Plus pollution,
Less
traffic.
pollution. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
There are a lot of factors which did not arise in small towns like Katihar and Kharagpur.
Is the first time you are appearing in any interview or before that you have appeared?
Yes, sir. I've prepared for job interviews during my campus placement, but for UPSC civil services interview, this is my first interview.
Now, your cadre, you are from Bihar
Yes, sir.
and you are scared of going to Bihar.
No, sir.
Big no. Huh?
No, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in the form filling option, if you don't choose your home cadre as your first option, then it is given a big zero. Otherwise,
Yes, I am asking that only.
Yes.
Why you are not choosing? You are from Bihar. You don't want to serve, you know the condition of Bihar, and you don't want to serve the people of Bihar, don't want to do any development in Bihar. You are going to any other state and want to do that?
sir, my cadre preference, if you see, it is more like the small states, the hilly states are given first preference. Bihar being a plain state and more in the further away from hilly areas, so I've given it a no option. The main reason for this is not because Bihar is a bad place to live in. I've lived a big portion, almost the entire of my childhood there. The main reason why I have not chosen Bihar as my first option is because I want to go to new places and see new life. I have lived almost my entire life in the northern Hindi belt, from West Bengal, from Bihar to West Bengal to now Delhi. This is the entire place I've lived. So I want to see more and know more.
But if you know the career profile of a IAS officer or any other officer, even if you are allotted to Bihar, you get lot of chance to go anywhere, serve anywhere in the country
Yes, sir.
and do any type of development.
Yes, sir.
You know all the officers sitting in Delhi, they are from where? They are from different cadres
Yes, sir.
and they are moving throughout the country serving.
Yes, sir.
So nobody told you about that? That even if you are allotted Bihar, you can serve anywhere in the country.
Yes, sir. I know, sir, and I've seen people from different places working and moving around, especially civil servants.
Then in that also your first choice is Agmut cadre.
Yes, sir.
You know what is Agmut?
Yes, sir. So Andaman Nicobar.
Then and further now it has something more has been added now.
Yes, sir. Then Kashmir and Ladakh. Yes, sir.
So you may be posted in Ladakh or you may be posted in Dargah,
Yes, sir.
Nagar Haveli. You will be happy with that?
Yes, sir.
Hmm?
So as long as it gives me a new perspective on life, it gives me exposure to new cultures, that would be.
But your fifth choice is state account service, defense state service.
Yes, sir.
There's no exposure, it's only a clerical type of job, managing a small cantonment.
Yes, sir. Sir, some of the information that I've built is on the basis of what I read from CSC Plus. It's a portal by DOPT for all the civil service aspirants. So there it was mentioned that the people would be working in cantonments. But my idea was there are many army cantonments spread all over India. And if I'm allotted IDES, I may be going to places which are different from just not one limited area, but rather.
It's only administrative job,
Yes, sir.
managing the cantonment, nothing else.
Yes, sir.
Whereas income tax, they are downgraded, income tax, lot of exposure would have been there. Many other services, they would have been good exposure.
So, sir, presently I'm full-time working as a data scientist. And my main the love that I have for civil services. It's mainly arising because I want to have more of public interaction, to see people, to meet people. If I completely work in a service like IRSIT, which I feel that will have less of public interaction after income taxes are gone faceless, I feel that ITES will be a more suitable choice given my preferences.
Okay. You know fixed schedule areas?
Yes, sir.
What are those and where are those? In how many states?
Fifth schedule areas are those particular areas which have been listed in the fifth schedule of our constitution. These are mostly where the tribal population is comparatively more compared to other states. These are presently in, I am not sure of the exact number of states, but I am guessing 10 states, 10
Yes.
11 states.
How these are different from the normal general panchayat areas?
So, because these are tribal areas and there have been a lot of encroachment of general population into
These are not tribal areas. Tribal areas are different.
so scheduled areas. These are scheduled areas. Yes.
So those 6 schedule areas.
Yes, sir.
That is predominantly tribal population, those are 6 schedule. Where their good population is there of tribals, these are the 5th schedule areas.
Yes, sir.
How these are different from the general areas?
Yes, sir. Pardon the confusion there. So fifth schedule areas, the panchayat PESA Act is applicable in fifth schedule areas. In all the other areas where fifth schedule, which are not mentioned in fifth schedule, the provisions of 73rd and 74th Amendment Acts are applicable.
I'm talking about panchayats.
Yes, sir.
73rd amendment, not 74th.
Yes, sir, 73rd Amendment. So, for example, a money lender cannot enter into a fifth schedule area without the permission of the Gram Panchayat, the Gram Sabha. Then the government or any entity which aims to establish an industry or something like that has to take a prior permission from the
Pradhan has to be a tribal person. Pradhan or Sarpanch has to be from the tribal community.
I was not aware of this.
You heard of Love Jihad bill, something we have been reading in newspaper?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
So, Love Jihad bill aims to ensure that there is a freedom of religion, which is against those people who are marrying only for the sake of converting a particular woman from a particular community into their own religion.
Presently it is not there. Freedom of religion and marrying, all those provisions are not missing now. Because of this act only, those will be coming into force.
So, in many ways, this is it's a step which has been taken to fill the gap where certain political groups or certain religious groups were facing a kind of threat from forced conversions due to marriages. So there were no explicit provisions in constitution. There were provisions regarding freedom of conversion, but not to prevent forced conversions.
Preventing forced conversions and all those are, I think, already there in the IPC and
So
others.
in Article 25 as well. Yes.
So,
Yes, sir. But these were not specifically targeted to those conversions which are intended from marriages.
okay. How many high courts we have in the country?
Sir, I'm not aware of the exact number, but it is less than the total number of states because some states have, especially in the northeastern region, some states have combined high courts.
Punjab, Haryana also.
Punjab, Haryana as well.
Tell me something about data protection bill. Is it bigger?
Yes, sir. Sir, data protection bill was introduced with the purpose to ensure digital data sovereignty of India. It ensures that the data that belongs to Indians is localized within Indian territories and is not sent outside India, which might threaten the PII or the personally identifiable information of Indian citizens. It has a number of provisions, the most important of which is establishment of a regulatory body or DRP or DRAP. Besides this, it also ensures that the data will be divided into three parts. the most sensitive information will be stored exclusively in India, but there are a little amount of flexibility available to the other two data sets which are not very sensitive.
How do you see data? Data belongs to whom?
So, pardon, can you repeat it?
The data, I'm putting this way, you are a data analyst, right?
Yes, sir.
This data belongs to whom? Data, is it the capital or the one of the what is it, land, labor, capital factors of production, or it is the data is the cost to the consumer?
So that's a very interesting and good question. So data, it mostly depends on what kind of data we are talking about. Data can be divided into many parts. Even the
Personal data. Personal data.
personal data. Okay. So I see it as a form of asset for the company. In a way, it will incur a lot of capital. It has been given the status of capital in our national e-commerce policy, and there is a certain there are many reasons behind it.
So my data about my about me,
Yes, sir.
it belongs to me or company?
So it should belong to you.
Should me. What is the present status?
So presently, the person of whom the data is, he is the owner of that data. The company which is processing that data is only a fiduciary.
Fiduciary. But the fiduciary is getting enormous amount of money by processing data.
Yes, sir.
Individually, my data is useless.
Yes, sir.
But I get data of 10 million people.
Yes, sir.
That is a huge asset, and the company makes many fold amounts on that. In return, what I am getting?
So the company that is processing that data it's making a lot of money, but the person to whom the data belongs also gets a number of services. For example, in customization of the recommendation, if I have bought a number of things on Amazon, the next recommendation that will be made to me will be based on my personal data.
Do you see it is a recommendation or it is a marketing?
So a recommendation engine is mostly based for marketing. There are many types of recommendation engines.
Then what is? I am asked of other choices also. My choices also they narrow down. Amazon comes out with very few recommendations with whom they have tie up, and my individual choice also goes. Once my data also goes, my present data also he takes away, and based on that he has used that data to reduce my choice also.
So there is a need to control the way that data is being handled by the companies which have access to that data.
What is the way? As a policy maker, how do you prescribe some policy measures?
So my first recommendation would be to make all the data anonymous. This is very essential because anonymization ensures that the insights that the company derives from it are not limited to a person, but rather it's a general observation or pattern that they can identify rather than making or pushing information to you.
Then nobody will invest also in analyzing the data.
Yes, sir.
You will lose your job.
So that's also a factor
Yeah.
because they will not have.
Okay, Swaraj. So, Indian government is focusing a lot now on semiconductors.
Yes, ma'am.
You're aware of it. So, there are two questions related to this. Do you think that we are late, or the government is late in executing this? And the second question is that can we become another South Korea or other countries? South Korea is the biggest producer of semiconductor. So do you think that we can be another South Korea if we are getting into this semiconductor manufacturing?
Ma'am, for the first question regarding whether we are late, I think that we have been a little late on arriving in the main scene. For example, India does not have any technology to process silicon ingots, which is very essential. And in fact, India does not have a single silicon manufacturer, which is called fabrication technology. We have one which we have borrowed from Israel, but that's the only one we have got. Compared to other countries like China, who have made exceptional progress in this, yes, we are a little late. For the second question regarding whether India can become the next South Korea in this, ma'am, I don't think we need to follow the South Korean model in this regard. What we need, so because silicon processing itself is a very technology rigorous industry, and we do not have an inbuilt, not an organically grown technology for this. What we will need to do then is to depend on other countries, which will create a sense of artificial dependency on these countries. What we can rather do in this regard is, which has also been recommended in the latest economic survey, is to move towards an assembling model, a network model where we are not at the first stage of silicon manufacturing, but rather in the later stages where a number of import from different countries will be put together in India, and the value addition that will be done, the profit of that value addition will come to India.
So why do you think that we are dependent on other countries in importing the material which is required to produce these silicon chips? Where do you think that the gaps are? Why are we so late in the process, and why are we not being able to reach to that stage where China and Korea are?
So there are many factors for this. The most important factor is the kind of research and technology that has gone in our premier institute. I belonging to a premier institute can attest to that fact that there are many places where the focus of research on certain areas have not been given properly. For example, India has given a lot of impetus on software development, whereas the same was not given for hardware development and electronics development. Besides this, the other factor was, while China and India both became liberalized around the same time, around 1980s and 1990s, the initial push from India was given by the government, but the private sector was very late to come up. Whereas in countries like South Korea, the push was, it's based mostly on the Western model, and the push mainly came from the private sector. And private sector has been known to promote cutting edge research in mostly in these sectors. For example, Texas Instruments and Intel. They have invested a lot of technology in that. India's private sector could not compete with that. So while not only we lost the prime mover advantage, we also lost on the field where the competition had already grown to a certain level where entering for India was not possible.
So you mean that the major reason has been the research and development?
Yes, ma'am.
So we've been lagging behind in research and development. And then, that brings me to my another question, which is precisely on research and development market in India. So now, where do you see India in the next 5 years in this field, in research and development? You know that there has been growth, and there has been some kind of prediction that this is how the market is going to grow in research and development, especially in electronics. So where do you see India in the next 5 years in research and development?
Ma'am, research and development itself would be very fragmented. Presently, we are only investing less than 1% of our total GDP on research, compared to many smaller countries, even South Korea and Israel, which are investing huge amounts of money in investments. I think the present trend that has been picking up in the last 5 to 10 years, mostly in the last 5 years, has been that India will continue to lead in the sectors which are very intensive in research and development. For example, 5G. The 5G test beds in India have already been activated in certain premier institutes in a very localized manner, but it has been there. Secondly, in areas which are at a very cutting edge as well, like space frontier development, India has done very well, extremely well.
Which are the 3 main sectors in which we are big in R&D? 3.
The biggest one I would say, and which I have also seen happening in my institute, was nanotechnology. Currently, almost 1/3 of all the people in the world who are working in nanotechnology are either Indian or people from with Indian origins. So nanotechnology would be one. Then I would say artificial intelligence. because artificial intelligence requires a certain kind of sophistication and
But that you're talking about the future. So currently, which are the three sectors in which the maximum R&D is going on, the investment is going on?
from the government.
Yeah, from the government, from the research and development, which is the biggest market from the government as well as from the private entities, which are the three top sectors in India where the maximum research and development, resources are being funded.
And supercomputing mission would be first. Second would be AI is also presently being pushed a lot because IOA has pushed a number of papers in that area. And third would be biotechnology, BioRack and
Farmers there.
pharmaceutical. Biopharmaceuticals is a big industry.
So you have done a couple of mini marathons.
Yes.
And what do you mean by mini marathons? How long these marathons are?
Ma'am, the full marathon is 42 kilometers and the half marathon is 21
And
kilometers.
mini marathon? what
Many
do you mean by
marathons
that?
is any lesser than that.
And this is 3 or 5 kilometers?
Ma'am, I have done 5 kilometers. I have done around 3 marathons which are 5 kilometers. But there is one scheduled in May which will be 10 kilometers, my first 10
And which is the
kilometers.
biggest marathon in India?
In India.
What's the name of the biggest marathon which is happening in India?
Now I know of triathlon events.
No, marathon.
No, I do not know. I know of half marathons like Airtel Delhi half marathon and the one I participated in.
So it's basically Airtel marathons only which are the full marathons, which are the next marathons which are happening in India.
And these are maximum in number of participation.
Yes.
But these are half marathons only.
Yeah, 40 kilometers. What is the
42 kilometers.
42 kilometers.
Mr. Parasar, tell me something about the Matsya Gandha Lake.
So Matsya Gandha Lake is in Saharsa and it's named after Matsya Gandha, who's a historical figure, a mythical figure. And there are a couple of stories being woven around her.
What is the current state of that lake?
Sir, I do not live in Saharsa, so I do not have any information on that.
Tell me something about the encounter that Mr. Mangal Misri had with some prostitute.
Sorry, sir, I do not have any information on that.
You come from Bihar and you have scheduled to quit Bihar. But just your answer it. I was asking you.
So, in my service preference, my first choice is Indian Foreign Services. Afterwards, in Indian Administrative Services, the cadre preference that I have given, it is to the the areas which I have never been. This is not in any way reflective of me trying to quit Bihar, but rather in a way to expand my personal horizon, my personal perspectives on how things.
Tell me the state of industrialization in Bihar.
The state of industrialization in Bihar.
Yes.
So Bihar has lagged in a couple of in last 2 or 3 decades when it comes to industrialization. The traditional industries that existed in Bihar, they have also degenerated in a number of. For example, the jute industry at one time was the most famous in Bihar. That have gone down. The number of sales that are present in Bihar is way lesser than many of the smaller states like Goa. Some of the prime industrial products that are being manufactured in India is the Barauni oil refinery, which is quite old and has not been put up recently. The food manufacturing plants have been coming up. This is the main area in which the government has put.
What about Ashok Paper Mill?
Ashok Paper Mill.
Yes.
I do not know about it.
Tell me something about sugar industry in Bihar.
So, the sugar manufacturing in Bihar has good conducive conditions, but it has reduced compared to southern states where sugarcane industry has gone. The main reason for this is the collection and the rate of extraction which is done has gone down. Presently, India's average is around 11%, but I think for Bihar it has gone down to 7 or 8%.
How many sugar mills in North Bihar are currently shut down?
So I do not have any information on sugar mills.
Well, the area you come from, Sarsi, there was a bridge which collapsed in 1930s. And recently it has been reconstructed and made operations. Can you tell me?
So my home state, I was born in Saharsa, and my father is from Saharsa, but I lived my entire childhood in Katihar. It is very far away from Saharsa, and I have visited Saharsa almost 2 or 3 times in my entire life.
That's fine. It has been probably it's news that a bridge that collapsed in 1940s during floods. Floods or
Earthquake.
earthquake.
Yes, sir.
It has been rebuilt now, and it has become operational now. And there is hardly any distance between Katihar and Saharsa. Katihar is in Guwahati and Saharsa is in Gujarat.
Sorry, sir, I do not have any information. I'll read up on it and I'll follow.
So far as Indian foreign policy is concerned,
Yes.
the recent couple of developments that India has handled quite well. How do you rate India's diplomacy post nullification of Article 370?
So I think India has done exceptionally well, and on a scale of, I would say 1 to 10, I would rate India's current foreign policy after 370 and handling it as 9, because some of the steps that I have seen are very good. I'm not giving it 10 because I see there are a couple of areas where we could have improved. The most important of these being how we handle giving prior information to certain our neighboring countries, which would have created a sense of understanding among all the countries, those countries who have criticized India later for taking
No,
illegal
first
actions.
you simply gave 9 points. I said, why you give 9 points? You need to
Yes, sir.
say, this is the reason why you give 9 points.
So the main reason I gave 9 as a high score is because the kind of India's all the embassies that have worked that India has, the nodal point at New Delhi has communicated very well with those embassies, and those embassies have in turn been able to carry that information well to the local diaspora and those government. For example, USA, which initially said that it's not a good step, after there have been a number of meetups at the very higher levels, and the overall impression that has later turned towards has been positive. So the 9 point is because of the way that we handle the negative publicity that was initially created and turned into a positive publicity in a way that many even human rights commission groups have later retracted some of the things they said initially.
India and China, they are now in a peace state.
Yes.
And but at the height of the tension and the manner in which the Indian government or the entire establishment handled the classes, do you think somewhere we committed some lapses? If I ask you to point out some lapses.
Specifically the lapses.
Lapses.
So there were lapses in the way that some of our army commanders spoke. They did extremely well on the front of protecting India's interests, but a perception was created among the people, and from what I learned by interaction with people I know, they had this perception that we also have transgressed at certain points, and we have allowed them to transgress at certain points. While the true information that LAC has never been marked completely, it did not come to people's notice.
Quad, there is some criticism that you are being set up by the US against China. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir. And this is not entirely against India's interest. Uh, China has been very aggressive lately, both in its neighborhood and the extended neighborhood, for example, in Southeast Asia. And India needs to find good partnerships, form good partnerships with countries who are like-minded in creating a sense of balance between the East and the West, or between rather China's development and the countries around it. So even though it is also in favor of China, US, which has a number of, especially in the last, under the Trump regime, there was a lot of anti-China rhetoric, but with India,
Biden is continuing with that. So where China is concerned, in fact, that is one of the areas where the Biden administration is continuing with the
Yes, sir.
Trump's
yes, sir.
policies.
Yes, sir. But in a way, this has not, and this is in the foreign policy in any country. There is a sense of continuity in the sense that previous governments do not exactly move opposite to the previous. The next government does not move exactly opposite to the previous governments to give a sense of continuity. But the war of the rhetoric and the capture of top businessmen, business tycoons, that I do not think the president.
Where do you see India and Pakistan going from here? Pakistan announced that they will start importing
Okay.
sugar and coffee from India in the next receiving those sugar. Where do you see India-Pakistan relations going from here?
Sir, I think the overall, there is a effort from both the sides to restart the negotiation which has been frozen for a long time.
That's fine, but you can go on for negotiating for the next one decade.
Yes, sir.
In terms of concrete outcomes, what do you expect?
So I think both the countries have also been hardlining their stances, because as India removed Article 370, the Pakistan government also gave Gilgit-Baltistan a fifth province status. So I think we are moving towards a final solution, which may not fructify in next 5 years, but I think within 15 to next 20 years, there will be a concrete solution, and India-Pakistan, the way that we have been, the way that this interaction has gone on for the last 10 years, we will move ahead of that. There will be
You said there
no
will be concrete solution, what could that be?
Sir, that's very difficult for me to speculate at this point. From
Harsh, ma'am was asking me about research and development. Is it because good talent from premium institutions are getting into administration and not into research? Are you responsible for this?
Sir, I would say that a major reason for why the state of R&D is the way it is because not because
You are not interested. You are not going. You have 8.59 CGPA.
Yes, sir. So there are people 8.59 CGPA will not be considered a very high CGPA. It goes up to 10, and in my department there were people above 9.5. There were at least 20.
It's still you are good. You've done well.
Yes. I would say the main reason is not because people are moving into civil services, but rather because people are taking up corporate jobs. And
So you've done both.
I've done both. Various jobs.
You moved from a job which was paying you higher to a pay which is half of what you were paid.
Yes, sir.
Why was that?
So the first company I worked was an MNC. The second company I'm presently working in, it is a small startup. Comparatively, the revenue and cash flow is comparatively less, and they said that this is the best they could offer. The reason I still went ahead with the shift was because first of all, I wanted to work in a startup and get the feel of the startup, which was not present in an MNC. And the second was the work profile that I am presently doing in my startup. It's much better, it's much more expansive compared to what I did in my previous job.
You always have the option to enter through lateral entry. There's a lot of increase in hiring through lateral entry. So you're a data scientist.
So,
Why are you going through this route?
lateral entrants are, so they are usually taken in the mid of their careers, which would be, I'm guessing, around 40 or 45. So first of all, I'll have to wait a lot. And second, the kind of work that I get as a lateral entrant will not be the same that I would get if I work as a regular civil service, regular civil servant.
You have coding as one of your hobby.
Yes, sir.
There's all this advertisement about teaching coding for children.
Yes, sir.
What is your take on it?
Sir, I think there is a lot of hype built around what coding can achieve. And I think coding in the way that we speak, there are two things. One, the grammar, and the second is the content we speak. Similarly, in coding there is syntax and there are algorithms. And the present hype has been built around syntax, saying that if you learn this syntax or a particular language, you will next become the next millionaire or the billionaire, which is exactly not correct, because it's the way of thinking, the way of clarity in thought that is required for people to do what they do.
What is an RCT trial?
RCT is randomized controlled trials, which and it has been a lot in news recently because of the Nobel Prize. The first part is randomized. The randomization is done to ensure that there will be no bias while picking up certain entities from a population. The second one is control. Control means the entire the sample is divided into two parts, the control group and the positive group. The control group is not given something or given a placebo, whereas the other group is given whatever. For example, even during coronavirus vaccines, the control will be given a placebo, but the positive group will be given the vaccine, and there will be an effort to understand the compare between the two groups to understand how effective the vaccine is.
Last question. You have reading inspirational Hindi poetry.
Yes, sir.
Can you recite a few lines?
Yes. So my favorite poet is Ramnari Singh Dinkar, and I would like to recite Krishna Ki Chetani, Filagani. So it is about Krishna when he goes to meet the Kauravas and request him to give something to Pandavas, but he refuses. It goes like वर्षों तक वन में घूम घूम बाधा विघ्नों को चूम चूम सैधूप घाम पानी पत्थर पांडव आए कुछ और निकल सौभाग्य न समझ सोता है देखें आगे क्या होता है मैत्री की राह बताने को सबको सुमार पर लाने को दुर्योधन को समझाने को भीषण विध्वंस बचाने को भगवान हस्तिनापुर आए पांडव का संदेश लाए.
Why not Rasmila?
So it's a
that part, this is also from Rasmila.
yes sir, the third chapter.
That part which talks about क्षमा सोते उस भुजंग को,
Sorry sir.
क्षमा सोते उस भुजंग को जिसके पास बल हो.
Achha.
So this is also part of Rasmila.
Yes sir. So there are around 12 or 13 chapters. I think what which you are talking about, it comes at the later stages where
I have not read it, I have heard this
Achha.
stand up. Quite often Ramnari Singh Dinkar is quoted, people quote him.
Sir, I like this particular part because of its lyrical quality. My father is a Hindi professor, so I know a few things about poetry. And there is Adbhut Ras in this, because God himself is telling what all he is capable of and what these people should do or not do.
So you know about rasas also.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Has, your interview is over.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You seems to be quite confident. You looks,
Thank you, sir.
you come for it. You done well in your rating.
So in my personal opinion, I think there are many places where I could have improved, especially when it concerns to Bihar and Saharsa. I'll read up a few things on that. And I think I could also do well on reading about data, about what the status of data is and what the government ought to do. I've read about a few reports, but I'll follow up on certain recommendations that can.
A few points. When somebody asks you some questions, don't start your own rating. That out of 10 I'll give 9. That is other side asking you that in the rating what will be. You don't give yourself that in the 10 I'll give you 9. And so many questions will be asked.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just avoid little your hand movement and know more about Bihar. Sahasa, something, many questions were asked.
But it is so
Even if you are not stayed there, that is your birthplace.
Yes, sir.
And you are written your death.
Yes, sir.
You must know many things about that.
Yes, sir.
Your first question will be again that cadre,
Cadre preference.
the better well.
Sir, do you
And,
think?
and you are telling that for my expanding my personal horizon, I want to visit all the places.
Sir, you can say that I have opted for it because now I want to serve you communication. This is, because now that you have already filled it, you can't change it.
Have you submitted?
I'm not submitted yet.
Not submitted yet.
Then you can, if you go by this.
Cherry,
you
okay, you tell me your honest answer. Now interview is over. Why you are not put to Bihar?
So my first preference is foreign services. So,
No, that is
So,
okay.
why you have an aversion to Bihar?
so I do not have an aversion to Bihar. And this is an honest answer.
No, honest answer. Why you put no there? Naturally, I will put my state as a home cadre. A person in his own state is not being a home cadre. That tells a lot about your state of mind.
So
Number
the
one,
real
and
reason-
your perception of Bihar. So you tell me honestly, you will be grilled on this.
And then telling that to
You are
expand my
not coming
personal
out,
horizon.
you are not coming out with an honest answer. Even when I said the interview is over, you are not coming with the honest answer.
So it's like, I mean.
What is the thought process that went when you put no in Bihar?
So I honestly wanted to see more places. That's the real reason. Because I've stayed all my life in Bihar. There are many problems with it, I agree. And I do not have a problem with working to overcome those problems. In fact, all my relatives will be very happy if I work to overcome those problems.
see, even if you feel Bihar, and if you want, you may not be there for 10 years even total out of your whole career. No? You can be there in Government of India, you can be posted anywhere. There are so many posts throughout the country for which you are eligible. But not feeling Bihar, it means you are averse to Bihar, don't want to do any development there. Those will be the questions asked.
And supposing somebody in the panel is from Bihar.
And Bihar cadre.
Sir,
That will be bad.
You can come Bihar cadre.
two possible answers. One is that you want to serve in general business. Second is that I want to avoid any kind of conflict of interest situation because
That can be
if
not.
if you are in the state, there are no people,
Personal
who
people,
put pressures and that
Favors may be asked.
favors. I want to avoid that kind of situation. For me, entire India is a country and I can serve anywhere. So this is the, I want to avoid conflict of interest situation where my own people ask
Yes,
for
sir.
something which I don't want to do.
Just
Is this. And second is that you want to serve in Jammu and Kashmir, which is now become. This is, I'm just trying to invent answers for you. But this could, but if you say that you don't want to go to Bihar, supposing there is some IAS or some academic who is from Bihar, you will be drilled. But in any case, you should be knowing about what I asked about maximum.
That will should be
Yeah,
for
I agree.
Or this Mandir Mission Shankaracharya encounter. That's famous. Anybody who is from Bihar will know.
In that, you were alert through the interview. When the question of Hindi poetry came, you lost your alertness. How I found is, when the sir asked about some other poem, and he also told something, he said, casually, acha. Till that time, you were alerted, sir, yes, sir, no, sir, all these things were there. Casualness came. You developed some sort of poisonous when Hindi poetry was asked. That would be alert.
Sir, I understand what you're saying and I know that this must have happened. Because I've read a lot of poetry, so I feel that I'll be able to handle any questions. But
When sir said, acha, it was so casual response.
Sir, there was way too much context before he started reciting. There was a lot of narration before he started. He just asked you to recite 4 lines of poetry. Maybe you can recite and then, if required, you explain.
If asked, you do.
If asked.
Your time period is very short.
yes,
Then your defense is taken also like public context. Also you have to frame your answer correctly. Defense is state of service. There is no limit. Hardly very little.
So you want to,
If you want to still want to change your Yeah, if it is not submitted, you can take
Sir,
over.
I'll go and first of
Consult
all,
somebody and think over this.
and sir, I'm going to change my home cadre as first preference because
Yes.
because sir, I feel that this
No, that is
is
that is otherwise you come even conflict of interest and all. You say how is a civil servant should see all these conflicts of interest.
Because somebody-
Those who are working in home states, they are all affected by conflict. These questions and all will come. You will be bombarded and
Yes, sir.
this thing. Think about it. If you can have
Sir,
a
actually-
strong response, convincing response, no problem.
So I feel that
If you
because
feel
it's
shaky, don't go for that.
And sir, even IRS IP at number 8,
Yes.
that is also a very big evaluation.
Your resume is a good this thing for interview panel.
Since you opted for IFS first, so be ready for questions on Nepal, Myanmar, Sri
Oh,
Lanka,
Afghanistan lessons.
Bangladesh, recent Prime Minister's
China.
visit, and there is China, Pakistan.
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan also.
Sir.
So a lot is happening in Afghanistan. So Quad, lots of questions for you. The moment you have opted for IFS as first choice, lots of questions. So India, Nepal particularly, your state is bordering Nepal. So and there have been border clashes in which Indians have been killed by Nepali police.
And this new police act in Bihar also.
And new police act.
New police act.
And this police act is not a-
Which is-
So your hairstyle will be same or it will change? But this was your good hairstyle.
It's completely different.
Sir, I'll put this one down. This is going
Where
on.
where to look at?
You are putting there or?
Sir, I wanted to keep it because if I remove it, then you won't even consider me for, and you, it's just a school
I
boy.
don't know because it's up to you.
So is this much amount of stuff?
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Who
There's times
There are
to
people who
improve
go for
hairstyles.
proper balance.
Yes, sir.
And put on the tight.
What is this hairstyle called? Yes, I want to know. I'm seeing all the guys sporting this look. What is this called?
Sir, side crop.
Side
This is all very cropped very closely.
You can go with hairstyle. If they ask questions on this, you can engage the board also. 5 minutes on this hairstyle.
Okay.
Sir, I have one quick question. If I was from a different state, this question would not have been that difficult, right? Not choosing your home candidate as the president.
I think every state.
It's a striking, no? Your own home state, you don't want to work. You don't want to serve it. So there must be some strong reason for it, no? Right?
Okay.
This was very
All the best.
Sir.
So we have Wasim next.